What if I told you that a plane with just one aisle is about to transform global aviation as we know it? In February 2000, a brand new airline launches from JFK Airport with a radical proposition. What if flying didn't have to be miserable? No more cramped seats, no more nickel and diming, no more treating passengers like cargo. This was JetBlue's promise, and their weapon of choice? The Airbus A320. 24 years later, that same airline is flying passengers across the Atlantic in lie flatbeds, serving artisanal meals at 40,000 feet, all while maintaining some of the industry's lowest operating costs. How did a startup airline transform from a domestic budget carrier to premium transatlantic operator using single-aisle aircraft? The answer lies in their revolutionary approach to the A320. When JetBlue placed their initial order for 75 A320s in 1999, industry veterans scoffed. Another low-cost carrier trying to compete with the Southwest? But JetBlue saw something others missed. The A320 wasn't just an aircraft, it was a platform for innovation. JetBlue configured their A320s differently. While competitors packed 180 seats into the same fuselage, JetBlue installed just 162. Every seat had personal entertainment, unheard of in economy class at the time. They offered more legroom than any US carrier, free snacks and drinks while others were removing them. The economics seemed counterintuitive. Fewer seats meant less revenue potential, right? Wrong. JetBlue discovered that passengers would actively choose their flights, even paying slightly more for the superior experience. Load factors soared. Customer satisfaction metrics topped the charts. The A320 became their signature, a symbol of doing things differently. Fast forward to 2014. JetBlue makes an announcement that sends shockwaves through the industry. They're launching premium transcontinental service using A320s. Not just premium economy, but full lie-flat seats, private suites, and restaurant-quality dining. They called it Mint. The configuration was audacious, just 159 seats total, with 16 in Mint class. Compare that to the 200-plus seats other carriers squeeze into the same aircraft. The front cabin featured 4 private suites with closing doors, something you'd expect on international wide-body flights, not domestic narrow bodies. Industry analysts predicted failure. How could the economics work? Premium transcontinental markets were dominated by American, Delta, and United, all operating dedicated fleets with established corporate contracts. JetBlue was entering a knife fight with a philosophy of niceness and a single-aisle jet. Within 18 months, Mint captured 25% of the premium transcontinental market between New York and California. Fares that had been stuck at $2,500 one-way for years suddenly dropped to $599. JetBlue wasn't just competing, they were disrupting. The secret? The A320's economics. Operating costs were 40% lower than the Boeing 757s and 767s competitors used on these routes. JetBlue could offer a superior product at half the price and still maintain healthy margins. They weren't trying to steal business travelers from legacy carriers. They were creating new premium demand from leisure travelers who'd never considered business class before. Understanding JetBlue's success requires appreciating the A320 family's evolution. The original A320, launched in 1988, revolutionized commercial aviation with fly-by-wire technology and side-stick controls. But it was the A321, the stretched variant, that became JetBlue's strategic weapon. The A321neo, which JetBlue began receiving in 2021, brought new possibilities. Pratt & Whitney's geared turbofan engines delivered 20% better fuel efficiency. The cabin was quieter than a library. Range extended to over 3,500 nautical miles with additional fuel tanks. Suddenly, Europe wasn't just possible, it was profitable. JetBlue's engineering team worked closely with Airbus on configurations. They pioneered new galley designs that maximized passenger space while maintaining service capability. They developed innovative storage solutions that preserved overhead bin capacity despite the premium cabin's larger footprint. Every modification focused on passenger experience without compromising operational efficiency. August 2021 marked another milestone: JetBlue's first transatlantic flight from New York to London. Using the A321LR long range, they brought Mint to the Atlantic, challenging the notion that you needed wide-body aircraft for international routes. The configuration for these routes was carefully calculated: 24 Mint suites, 114 economy seats. Total capacity, 138 passengers. On the same route, British Airways 777 carries 350 plus. The math seems impossible, yet JetBlue made it work. How? First, lower aircraft ownership costs. An A321LR costs roughly $130 million versus $350 million for a 777. Second, operational efficiency. 2 engines instead of 4, smaller crew requirements, lower airport fees. Third, market positioning. JetBlue wasn't competing for the entire market, just the premium leisure segment, willing to pay for comfort, but not legacy carrier prices. Walk through a JetBlue A321 today, and you're experiencing innovations that will define aviation's future. The Mint Studio, their flagship suite, offers more personal space than many international first-class products. Custom designed by Tuft and Needle mattresses. Dining programs created by New York restaurants. Cocktails crafted by celebrity mixologists. In economy, every seat offers at least 32 inches of pitch, free high-speed Wi-Fi, and extensive entertainment options. JetBlue proved that single aisle doesn't mean single-class experience. They showed that narrow-body aircraft could deliver comfort previously reserved for wide bodies. The technology integration is seamless. Passengers can order food, control entertainment, and adjust lighting from personal devices. The cabin crew uses tablets for service delivery, reducing galley time and increasing passenger interaction. It's efficiency through technology, not through cutting corners. JetBlue's A320 family's strategy is remarkably focused. While competitors operate mixed fleets with various manufacturers and models, JetBlue maintains just 3 types: A320, A321, and A321LR/XLR. This commonality drives enormous efficiencies. Pilots can fly any aircraft in the family with minimal additional training. Maintenance crews work on familiar systems. Spare parts inventory is simplified. Training costs are reduced. Schedule flexibility increases. An A320 can substitute for an A321 if needed, maintaining service despite disruptions. By 2025, JetBlue will operate over 300 A320 family aircrafts, each one configured for their specific market strategy. Dense layouts for leisure routes, premium heavy for business markets, long-range variants for transcontinental and transatlantic service. It's fleet planning as strategic weapon. JetBlue's A320 strategy enables network flexibility impossible with wide-body dependent carriers. They can test new routes with minimal risk. If London-Boston works, they can quickly redeploy an aircraft. If it doesn't, that same plane flies domestic routes tomorrow. This flexibility proved invaluable during recent industry disruptions. While carriers with dedicated international fleets struggled with grounded 777s and A380s, JetBlue simply redeployed their A321s domestically. No aircraft sat idle. Revenue generation continued. The single-type flexibility became a survival advantage. Their route network evolved from purely domestic to selectively international, all using the same aircraft family. Boston to London, New York to Paris, Fort Lauderdale to Quito. Each route carefully chosen for its mix of business and leisure demand, all viable because of the A321's economics. JetBlue's success forced industry giants to react. American Airlines launched premium A321T service on transcontinental routes. Delta upgraded their 757 fleet with lie-flat seats. United ordered A321XLRs for thin international routes. The single-aisle premium Revolution JetBlue became industry standard. But JetBlue maintained advantages through execution. Their service culture, built over 2 decades, couldn't be replicated overnight. Their operational efficiency, honed through single-fleet focus, gave them cost advantages. Their brand, associated with innovation and customer focus, attracted passengers willing to try something different. Legacy carriers found themselves in an awkward position. Matching JetBlue's product meant cannibalizing their own wide-body premium revenue. Not matching it meant losing market share. JetBlue had created a strategic dilemma with no easy solution. The A320 family's environmental footprint became another JetBlue advantage. An A321neo produces approximately 50% less CO2 per passenger than older generation aircrafts on the same route. For environmentally conscious travelers, choosing JetBlue meant reducing their carbon footprint without sacrificing comfort. JetBlue leveraged this, partnering with carbon offset programs and sustainable aviation fuel initiatives. They positioned themselves as the responsible choice for premium travel. The marketing message was clear: you can fly in comfort and reduce environmental impact. The efficiency gains compound over time. Each new A321neo delivers 20% better fuel efficiency than the models they replace. By 2030, JetBlue's fleet will be among the most fuel-efficient in the Americas, all while offering superior passenger experience. Looking ahead, JetBlue's A320 strategy positions them for continued evolution. The upcoming A321XLR, with its 4,700 nautical mile range, opens possibilities for deeper European penetration, South American expansion, even potential Pacific routes. Imagine JetBlue Mint service from Boston to Rome, New York to Athens, Fort Lauderdale to Buenos Aires, all economically viable with the XLR. The aircraft's cargo capacity maintains despite the extra range, preserving ancillary revenue opportunities. It's the same strategy, extended globally. Technology integration continues advancing. JetBlue is testing biometric boarding, personalized entertainment systems, and dynamic pricing models that adjust in real time based on demand. The A320 platform provides the consistency needed for these innovations to scale efficiently. JetBlue's A320 journey teaches several crucial lessons. First, aircraft are tools. Success comes from how you use them, not just what you fly. Second, operational simplicity drives profitability more than network complexity. Third, passenger experience matters, even in commodity markets like air travel. They proved that low cost doesn't mean low quality. That single aisle doesn't mean second class. That focused strategy beats diversified complexity. Every decision reinforced their core proposition, making flying enjoyable and accessible. The financial results speak volumes. JetBlue consistently achieves profit margins that rival or exceed legacy carriers despite lower average fares. Their customer satisfaction scores lead the industry. Their employee engagement metrics rank among aviation's best. The A320 strategy works on every level. JetBlue's innovations rippled throughout aviation. Airport lounges, once exclusive to legacy carriers, saw JetBlue partnerships bringing access to Mint passengers. Corporate travel departments, previously locked into legacy carrier contracts, began considering JetBlue for premium travel. The definition of business class itself evolved. Suppliers adapted to JetBlue's requirements. Seat manufacturers developed new lie-flat designs specifically for narrow-body aircraft. Catering companies created meal programs suited to single-aisle galleys. Entertainment system providers built solutions optimized for the A320's architecture. An ecosystem evolved around JetBlue's vision. Even Airbus benefited from the partnership. Success brings challenges. As JetBlue grows, maintaining their cultural differentiation becomes harder. As they expand internationally, operational complexity increases. As competitors copy their innovations, standing out becomes more difficult. The A321 XLR's introduction brings new decisions. How far should they extend the network? Can the JetBlue experience translate across longer flights? Will passengers accept 8-hour flights in narrow-body aircraft, even with lie-flat seats? Each question requires careful consideration. Competition intensifies from unexpected directions. European low-cost carriers like Norse Atlantic attack their transatlantic routes with basic service but rock-bottom fares. Middle Eastern carriers extend their networks into JetBlue markets with government-subsidized operations. The competitive landscape constantly evolves. JetBlue continues pushing boundaries. They're testing new boarding processes that reduce turnaround times. They're exploring sustainable aviation fuels that could further reduce environmental impact. They're developing dynamic scheduling systems that adjust capacity in real time based on demand patterns. The next generation of Mint is already in development. Rumors suggest even more spacious suites, enhanced privacy features, and personalized service delivery through artificial intelligence. The goal remains constant: deliver unexpected excellence in unexpected places. Their loyalty program evolution reflects changing consumer preferences. Rather than complex tier systems, JetBlue offers straightforward benefits that resonate with leisure travelers. Family pooling, no blackout dates, and points that don't expire appeal to their core demographic, while attracting business travelers tired of legacy carrier complexity. JetBlue's A320 journey represents more than airline success. It's a blueprint for industry transformation. They showed that challenging conventional wisdom, focusing relentlessly on passenger experience, and maintaining operational discipline creates sustainable competitive advantage. The single-aisle revolution they started is far from over. As new technologies emerge, as passenger expectations evolve, as environmental pressures intensify, the flexibility and efficiency of the A320 platform positions JetBlue to continue leading change. From that first flight in 2000 to today's transatlantic operations, JetBlue proved that aircraft don't define airlines. Vision does. Their A320 family isn't just a fleet, it's a philosophy made manifest. A belief that flying should be something people look forward to, not endure. What started as a domestic, low-cost carrier with a different approach became an international force reshaping premium travel. All with single-aisle aircraft that competitors once dismissed as inadequate for serious aviation. JetBlue didn't just operate A320s, they reimagined what was possible with them. The story continues writing itself with each flight, each innovation, each passenger who chooses JetBlue because flying with them feels different. In an industry often defined by its limitations, JetBlue and their A320 fleet represent limitless possibility. The revolution they started hasn't ended. It's just beginning. Remember, if you liked this video, don't forget to like and subscribe.